Bruce Lee was more than just a martial artist. He was a revolutionary thinker who shattered conventional wisdom and redefined combat. His philosophy, rooted in adaptability and efficiency, gave birth to Jeet Kune Do (JKD), a system that prioritized fluidity, directness, and practicality over rigid traditions. In the world of martial arts, adherence to fixed styles was the norm. Traditional schools emphasized strict forms, predefined movements, and repetitive drills that had been passed down for centuries. However, Lee saw the flaws in this approach. He believed that clinging to rigid techniques made fighters predictable and vulnerable. In real combat, adaptability was the key to survival. Breaking the chains of tradition, Lee's realization came from years of intense study and cross-training. He started with Wing Chun, a traditional Chinese martial art, but soon realized that it had limitations when faced with different styles. Rather than confining himself to a single system, he explored Western boxing, fencing, judo, wrestling, and other disciplines. This open-minded approach was unheard of at the time, but it laid the foundation for his revolutionary mindset. Absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. This philosophy became the backbone of Jeet Kune Do. Lee emphasized that a fighter should be like water, able to flow, change shape, and adapt to any situation. Just as water takes the form of its container, a martial artist should adjust to their opponent's movements, exploiting weaknesses and countering attacks instinctively. Real combat versus theoretical fighting. One of Lee's major criticisms of traditional martial arts was the emphasis on form over function. Many fighters trained in choreographed movements that looked impressive but lacked real-world effectiveness. Lee understood that real combat was unpredictable. There were no second chances, no resets. He emphasized sparring and live drills, where fighters could test their techniques under real pressure. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. This hands-on approach made him a pioneer in modern mixed martial arts. MMA fighters today adopt training methods that echo Lee's teachings, blending different styles to create a well-rounded skill set. The fighter's mindset, survival through evolution. Lee's combat mindset was not just about technique, it was about attitude. He believed that the greatest warriors were not necessarily the strongest or fastest, but the most adaptable. A fighter who could adjust to any situation would always have the advantage. His philosophy extended beyond the physical realm. Lee saw combat as a metaphor for life. Just as a rigid fighter would be broken in battle, a person who refuses to change in life would ultimately fail. He believed in constant self-improvement, urging his students to challenge themselves and embrace growth. The legacy of adaptability. Bruce Lee's revolutionary